Who would have thought that this episode of the Create a Living Legacy podcast is recorded in the middle of the Okavango Delta, actually in one of the most exclusive luxury lodges in the world, Sitatunga Private Island Camp. And I'm sitting here with the general manager, Mr. Six. Please share your African name because I'm unable to pronounce it.
My Botswana name is called Musimudi.
Musimudi. And his life story is very inspiring. You basically say yourself, it's a story from zero to hero. You grew up in a tiny little Botswana backcountry bush village, and now you're leading one of the most exclusive safari camps in the world. I want to know your story, and I just want to hear, what is it that makes you different? How did you get here? What were the challenges along your way? And what can people learn from your story? So this episode of Create a Living Legacy podcast is all about from zero to hero. And I'm happy that you guys joined because this story is worthwhile listening to. Six. What is the name of the village you grew up? Can you give us a little bit of a background? What's the village like? How did you grow up?
It's a very tiny village, not far from Mao. And it's a true village. And I was born and raised there. Mm-hmm. And then with my career back in the days, I remember I used to be woken up by one of the birdies called the Fokte Drongo. Early in the morning at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock you
wake up.
Oui.
And then we go to the fields because the lifestyle of being a farm, my parents, they were farmers. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in that kind of lifestyle. And then I had to move from the village to the city, mm-hmm. which was a total change of my life. Mm-hmm. Managed to do my studies there.
So the village boy, a farm boy, went to the city to study.
That's true.
How did that? I would assume not every kid in the village went to study.
Yes,
that's true. Did you ask for it, or did your parents send you?
My parents did. I had a brother who was living in Gaborone, which is the mm-hmm. capital city, and he said, "My little brother, you can be a better person one day. Wow. I want to take you to the city so that you can experience and mm-hmm. get a better education." So I went there and then did my studies there. You can just imagine being from the village and into the city. Obviously, you're going to be overwhelmed by everything.
And literally everything.
Everything. And the journey has been phenomenal. I mean, I've been in the village, being with the donkeys and living that kind of lifestyle with the livestock.
A farm life.
Farm life. And then went to the city and then managed to get my grades to a better level. Mm-hmm. And then this was the dream.
What did you study?
Before I chose mechanical engineering, mm-hmm. And then along the way I decided no, this is not my career path.
But you know what? I love it that you actually said, no, this doesn't feel right.
Yes.
So you pulled out.
I pulled out.
So the little farm boy that had been sent to the city to study.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was a big thing for your parents and financially not easy.
Yes.
You realized that engineering was not for you and you raised your hand. You didn't say, mm-hmm. okay, I'm in this now, I have to do it.
Yeah.
But you raised your hand and said, this doesn't feel right.
That's true.
Wow. That's a good learning there.
And I had to change because the government also has been, supporting the whole nation, especially us youngsters. You have to do better in school, mm-hmm. then the government will support you. So I did that, went to university, changed my careers, then went to tourism management.
So from engineering to tourism.
Yeah, because I used to be in the village and I used to see the aircrafts flying above my village. Okay. And I remember we used to look at them and I tell my mom that one day I think I might work in this kind of industry. I like to meet people from all over the world.
Okay, so as a little boy on the fields, you looked up in the sky, saw the planes, and that was when you basically formed
your dream. So when I went for engineering, and then this is not for me. Mm-hmm. I want something that I can meet people, learn their culture, so that they can learn my culture as well. Yeah. So then I did my degree in tourism management in the city.
Right?
It was right. And then first time coming to the bush life, first day, be assigned to, host guests. And then
In a lodge?
in the lodge. And then in the evening after dinner, I had to walk the guests to their room.
So you were basically, that was your first job working in the industry?
Yes, as a trainee manager.
And you were just sort of doing the simple work in the camp?
Simple work. And the interesting part is that I'm a youngster, but there was no Wi-Fi, there was no, any way you can communicate with people, only the radio.
Okay, only the walkie-talkie.
Only the walkie-talkie, talk it to the head office and, relay your message if you want to.
You were fully out in the bush?
Fully out in the bush.
And you were the trainee?
I was a trainee manager.
On day one, you had guests to the room.
Assigned to host dinner, and then after that, take the guests to the room. And on my way back, so this was the most interesting story. On my way back, I saw the tracks of Pride of Lions. Lions in camp. So I saw first tracks, and I was like, maybe I didn't see it correctly. I looked at it again and found that it's a lioness just passed above
Fresh
my tracks. Then I don't have to panic. So I kept on going. I saw another female coming in front.
So you saw the lioness
I saw the lions
approach you?
Yes. Then I had to keep on going because I didn't know where the rest of the pride is.
So you walked
between the lioness
was looking at you?
It looked at me, yes.
Were you scared?
That time, remember, first day in your safari, first time in your job.
First time you see lions also?
First time seeing lions that close. But I kept on walking and made sure that I arrived at the main area. Nothing else happened. And when I get to the main area, the team said, turn around and look at your back. And it was like about maybe 6 or 7 different eyes.
7 lions.
Lions.
And you had walked right through them?
Between them.
On your first day?
My first day.
Welcome to your career.
And now there's the thing. I was like, am I going to stay in this career or not?
And I mean, this is a big moment. On your first day?
First day, yes.
In a situation that life-threatening, really.
That's true.
My feeling is a lot of people would have said, thank you, I'm out of here.
I'm
That's
out of here, yeah.
What did you do?
I said, I'm going to carry on. I called my family and said, this is what happened.
Mom, I'm living.
My mom said, please come back. I still love you. I like, Mom, I'll take it. I'm going to stand up for my career. I'm going to make it. But I managed to step in as a trainee manager. And then after that, I was a camp manager in a classic camp. So then after that, I moved even further because our leaders, they thought this guy can go somewhere higher. He can do better.
What was different about you? Why did they see that in you?
Because I was more energetic, more focused. In terms of be given assignments, I would definitely do it and go extra mile. Because I believed on, say, I want to make my family back in the village proud. What really motivated me, I was like, in my career, I'm going to make sure that I go even overseas. Because I was born and raised in Botswana. I've never been to any other country. And I made it during my first 2 years to go to America. And lived in America for 1 year. Just to experience a different culture.
How much of a culture shock was that?
Whoa, it was amazing. We talk about the food, we talk about people, we talk about the surrounding. Everything was totally different. First time seeing the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
In America. Makalamabidi is just a village, which is just only Buteti River, which is along that. And I went to America, and then I came back, lived in Botswana, continued my career. And what I've gained in America, I'm sharing it here with my teams. I've managed different camps.
So you didn't just keep it to yourself, you share it with other people in the industry.
Yes. And my biggest strength is to, see someone from a lower level to a higher level. Like I said, 0 to hero.
So to help others, so not only your own story from 0 to hero, but also helping lift others and raise them and see their potential.
That's true. I've worked with different people some of them at the moment, they're holding position of my same level. And I'm very, very proud.
Training with the lions.
Training with the lions. I'm very, very proud. And when I see them, I believe that I've made an impact, because that was the reason our government also, encourage us and support us to get that certain education, so that we can also train other youngsters coming behind. So we are here as legends to motivate the youngster and say, you can do it in life.
Yep.
Don't give up. If you are born in the village, from the village, it's entirely up to you. The ball is in your court.
Yeah, you just got to play it.
You have to pass it through and make sure that you go to another level.
And how did you then end up being the general manager for Great Plains Conservation, for Sitatunga Private Island Camp? Literally one of the most exclusive, luxurious safari experiences in the world. I mean, you don't just become a general manager on that level overnight.
That's true.
What did you do, and what did they see in you, so that you are now here doing a perfect job, by the way?
Great Plains for great people. Everything's about to be great. And we strive to be better each and every day. I've worked with the Great Plains for quite a while. Before I was in other camps, Zarafa, Duba Plains, Cylinder. I spent much time in Cylinder.
Yeah, we're actually going there.
Where
today.
you're going,
I'm
yes.
super
Where you're
excited.
heading is a beautiful
we were
place.
just in Duba before.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah,
already
beautiful
seen
place.
2 of your camps.
Yes, it's because of what we do, initiatives that we do to our communities. We got academy, which is at one of the villages called Soronga, where we train people from those villages and take them into the camps. So I worked at Cylinder for almost 3-4 years, and the big part was hosting. It's one of my favorite parts.
And you are an amazing host. I have to.
I try my level
attend to
best.
that, yeah.
Yes. So managing a camp, I started doing the suites, whereby it's what we are heavy behind our background here, which is a Sitatunga Private Island Suite. And then we got the main camp. So I started small, but concentrate on hosting a lot, spending time with our guests, sharing our culture, our initiatives as Great Plains. And Sitatunga came as one of our, our projects that after COVID, company thought of, let's expand our properties and employ more people.
Okay. And Sitatunga was only opened a year ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've basically opened it and have been the general manager of this beautiful, unique place. It's a water-based camp.
It's a water-based camp.
Which is amazing. Like, literally, we're on the edge
Island
of the water. We're on a little island. There's hippos coming by. There's crocodiles, luckily not in our room.
Yes, yes.
But it is. But what makes you different? Like, what is it in you that... What is your special skill? Like, why are you so unique? Can you...
I believe in myself.
Ooh,
even my team, I always encourage them, say, compete by yourself.
Not with others.
Not with others. Have a vision. What are you going to do with your career? Follow your passion. It's all about passion.
Yeah. Yeah, I always say, if you don't do what you're most passionate and good at, you're not going to ever excel.
You're not going to do it. Remember, I got 14 years managing camps. So it's all about passion.
Yeah.
And being strong and understand your path, your career path.
By the way, what you hear in the background, that's a bird.
It's a bird.
Not just one, that's a whole lot, but that whoop.
It's in this island, we got closer to 200 species of birds.
Wow.
So for birders, it's a good place. We got an initiative that if you stick 111 birds, you definitely get a cap written 3.1, which is an initiative that encourages people to love nature, to love wildlife. Not only the big fives, but also little animals like
there are some
the birds.
Amazing creatures.
Yes.
I mean, we went out onto the Okavango River yesterday, and we saw so many crocodiles, and I saw the biggest crocodile I've ever seen in my entire life. I had a bit of a whoa moment, because he was big.
That's
Oh my
massive.
God.
Massive. They can grow up to 4 to 5 meters.
He was bigger. Literally, he
Yes.
was big. He was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's come back to camp. So this camp is in the middle of nowhere, on a little island in the Okavango Delta,
That's
surrounded by nothing but water, water, water.
Yes.
Hippos, crocodiles, all sorts of animals. People that work here non-stop for 3 months, and then they're being sent off for a month of spare time with their families. Hosting international top-level guests is one thing. How do you manage the peace in the camp? Because whenever people meet, there are naturally some tensions.
Yeah.
There are some, where humans interact, there are certain activity. How do you manage a team where you can't go anywhere, where you're basically stuck with each other for 3 months in a row? How do you do that?
It's all about understanding each other and follow our culture. As Great Plains, we believe on care, looking after our families. So stay here for 3 months. We are like a family because 9 months of the year, we are together here. Only 3 months, that's when we go home. So we made this as our home, away from home.
Yep.
And as a team, especially in the mornings, we come together, we pray, we give each other hugs, which is, we believe on the love. And it has been amazing because the team came from different backgrounds. And some of them, they have never worked anywhere else.
Wow.
But coming in an island, coming into the bush, it was the same experience as my experience my first day when I arrived in the bush.
Yeah.
So then I had to, take the team through that and say, you have to live with these animals. We live with them, you're going to make it. But the most interesting part is the love and the care.
Yeah. Because everyone has different needs, different
That's true.
expectations, different peculiarities, different hurts, different pains, different
Yes.
moods.
That's
What
true.
do you do when someone is in a bad mood? I mean, I've not seen a single person in a bad mood, but I do assume we're people that at times people have a bad day. What do you do then?
I've been open to my team, to make them feel comfortable. If they got any personal issue, to step forward and say, I'm not well today. Maybe my son is not well back home, or I got this challenge, so that we can motivate each other. So understanding each other will give them the freedom that if they have any issues, they can breathe forward and say, I need help. We believe on taking care of each other because we stay longer and they have to understand each and everyone in camp and give it that love and care. Like in the morning, we meet together, have coffee together or tea and say, good morning, how did you sleep? And they say, perfect, all
And
good.
really see each other.
See each other. The hug is the most important part.
Yeah? So you actually hug each other in the morning.
We hug each other, give that love, and check how everyone
And
slept.
it's not just a how are you, but it's really
It
looking
goes
into
someone's eyes and say, thank you for the day, and let's look forward and give out. Because it starts with us, and then it goes to our guests. Taking care of our team at the back, and then they will come in front with a big smile.
Yes, and they do. And we've been here for 3 days now, and I've met some beautiful people. I've hardly ever seen a team that is so peaceful and in sync. You can really feel that it's not just putting on a show for the guests, but there's really a deep connection between people. And we've obviously also spoken about you. They love you. They love you. And I do want to share a moment that happened yesterday.
Yes.
Where I saw leadership at its very, very best. So we were having an outdoor dinner experience.
Yes.
So the team had set up, oh my God, it was so beautiful. The team had set up some beautiful tables outside and a stir-fry barbecue station where basically you choose your
own ingredients
and spices and vegetables, and then the chef prepared it for you. And I had the silly idea of, how about I take over and we serve the team?
That's true, yeah.
And in the beginning, I could feel that some of the team were a bit uncomfortable. They didn't know, sort of like, what do you mean? We need to sit down now and the guest serves us. And I was cooking, Irina was serving my friend. And it was a bit weird. But what made a total difference is the way you interacted. Because instantly you took over the role of serving them drinks, bringing more tables, more chairs, because there was a huge team and we just had to extend the table. And the way you made them totally comfortable and said, okay, this is it now.
Yeah.
Let the guests be the kitchen staff.
Yeah.
I will be part of the serving staff and you are the ones being served now. And the way you naturally did that was, I was really deeply touched. And that to me that's true leadership. Not having an ego and going like, oh, look at me, I'm now being... No, you immediately stepped in and the head chef, she was a bit hesitant. She was like, oh my God, I can't leave my station. And no, everyone else and I'll help cook. And you said, no, please do sit down. It's all fine. I don't know if it tasted as good as if they'd made it. It doesn't matter.
It was good.
It was good enough.
Yeah.
But that whole experience, we had such a good time. I mean, we laughed. And for them to see that you as their boss served them, supported this, and gave them this moment of they are being treated.
Yes, that's true. Because it's all about be a leader and say, let's do it. Mm-hmm. Instead of say, you do it. Mm-hmm. So we work as a team. So you have to lead the people and show them how things are being done. Yep. So as a leader, you need to engage yourself with the team. So serving them is just really awesome because they made it fun and say, wow, this should be happening every day. It's going to be lovely. And they loved it because it's an experience that they were not expecting. No. Like you're saying, they were hesitant at first.
In the beginning, it was like, whoa,
what's happening? And
how are
like,
we supposed to act?
Like, feel free.
Yeah, and in the end, we were all sitting there singing, drinking, and it was great.
And the singing part was amazing story because we're singing around the fire and dancing. Because back in our villages, we grew up doing that. Mm-hmm. So learning those traditional songs.
So well.
And we sing them like in different ceremonies. Mm-hmm. It can be wedding or any celebration that we do in our villages. Yep. But being together in a camp like this, we don't even practice. Wow. We just come through and entertain our guests because that's the big part. So we want to share our culture and our tradition.
And there's so much emotion in those songs.
Yes, definitely. And it comes natural. Mm-hmm. You know, ladies will be ukulele and gentlemen whistly. So it's like different version of our culture to share with our guests. Sorry, what were you
just saying? I missed the last part. Ladies and gentlemen would be doing what?
The women will be doing the ululating. Yes, the
funny thing.
Yeah, the tongue goes sideways. Yes.
Yeah, and what do the men do?
They will whistle.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the whistling is easier.
Yeah.
But
and we make it more fun.
Yeah.
Because even sit here around the fire and telling stories. That's what used to happen back in the days where our grandparents would teach us or let us know how they used to live out there in the bush. Yeah. So being in this kind of environment is similar to our villages. Mm-hmm. So we still get wild animals. Part of the Okavango Delta passes my village. The river is called Buteti River.
Basically, so you're
connected to this river system.
Grandparents through the water.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we used to go and fetch the water from the river. All our livestock would take it to the river. Wow. So it has been a beautiful journey to live in this ecosystem. Yeah. You know, be in the Okavango Delta, have the connection of that, and then of that. And then during my career, I've even did the projects for the communities as well, whereby we look after the community. So with Great Places, that's what we are doing. Connect ourselves with the communities.
So you do a lot of community.
So
not just a lot of work for the nature and the animals,
yes.
which is sort of part of the whole system. Like, this is what Great Plains is so known for.
Yes.
It's not just the high-end luxury lodges, but it's mainly the conservation work.
Yes.
Preserving nature, preserving the animals.
Animals.
But you do a lot of community work.
Community work. Like in camp, I'll say half of the team, they're from the villages. Some of them, they're
That's
from...
around here.
Yes, some of them, they're from Great Place Academy, which is in Saronga, where we'll train people in different departments. And then give them internship in our camps. And after that, if we have the space, they come in. And we train them to give them a lifetime career that they can continue, and in the future they can say, I was with Great Plains, I've trained, I got this in my
and
future.
They are well trained.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, just the stuff we've had on our plates. Oh, I mean, this is, let's say, African inspired high-end cuisine.
Yes.
And like top-level French cuisine with an African touch. This is unreal. And to get someone to cook on that level, that takes quite some training.
Yes. Some of our chefs, they studied like I did, be thrown out in the bush and say, cook. Some of them, they went to culinary schools and do the training and come into the camps, start with internship. But we do... they do move around camps.
Yeah, like you said that Chef Harold is actually based here, but we met him in Duba Plains a few days ago.
Yes. Lady Kay, who is now taking over the kitchen here, she's based in Zarafa, but she came over here.
It's good to exchange
exchange ideas, and they get to see different environment as well, and adapting those kind of different environment.
And just the wine selection. I mean, your wine selection is unreal. And for someone who comes from a village background, obviously you don't know about wines.
Yes.
It takes a lot of training to get people there.
I'm really grateful that we are under a big company, which is in the industry and is doing very well. And in terms of training the staff, we went through different trainings. Like, for you to serve the wine, you have to understand the story behind that wine, where did it come from? You have to know all those basics. And South Africa is one of the big supplier of the wine. Yeah. Obviously, in Botswana, we don't have the right environment for
you have river water.
We've got the river water, yes. We say drink water and save the wine. So in Botswana, whereby in other countries it's different. And we are known for something that are different. It's diamonds, then we got tourism, we got beef and other industries.
Well, and you've got the Okavango Delta, which is one of the most unique ways of exploring wildlife in the world. And being in a surrounding like this is a gift, a true gift.
You know, it's amazing to see the changes of water level in this area.
Yeah, is it changing a lot?
It's changing a lot because of the rainy season, the floods coming through, because it starts from Angola, from the highlands.
So all your water comes from Angola?
Angola, come through Botswana. It takes maybe about 6 months, and it has to travel downstream. So if it doesn't rain in Angola, then our ecosystem will be affected. Yep. But each and every year, it changes. But this year, we've been having good floods. And we'll get the rain as well here. Yep. That will also increase the level. But seeing what is happening in the Delta is the most important thing. You won't see even a single litter in the Delta. But we've got different communities along this river system. But they do understand that we have to conserve.
Yeah, and we have to really understand what it takes to keep nature the way it is.
Yes. And if you drop a little litter, you know that it's going to affect someone who is like maybe 100 kilometers downstream.
Yep. And so, that awareness is really important.
Yes. And we get to a community employing people from those villages and having what we call kids camp.
What's kids camp?
Kids camp. Each and every year we go to those villages and then pick the kids and they come into our camps and we treat them just like guests so that they can experience this.
I mean, this is unreal.
We educate them about the conservation. So our guys will take them out in the nature and teach them about what we have. So when they go back to their home, they got the knowledge
And
to
they've
share,
got something to dream
something to do.
about and
Yes.
something to
Yeah,
aspire to.
that's true. And they know what their parents are doing here.
Very important.
So they can share with their friends in school.
Yeah.
So in that way, you educate people indirectly that will cover
With a
the whole
huge
village.
effect, yeah.
Yes. And
Wow. What are your next steps? You're early 40s now? Where do you want to go next? Because you've achieved so much in your life already, and just the smile on your face and seeing you be here is beautiful. Do you want to go any further, or are you just so happy where you are at the moment?
I'm super happy at the moment. The sky is the limit. So
And it really is.
yeah, so I'm still going forward. Just to share with everyone, I'm also a qualified professional guide as well. So I do go out and guide guests. It's part of my passion. I like sharing my experience.
Yep.
I've been 14 years doing it and share it with my guests each and every year. That also give me the strength of say, I want to keep going. If the opportunities arise and so, go further, I'm going to do that. But the big part is to train our team, elevate from zero to hero.
Wow. Those are amazing closing words.
Yeah.
In one last sentence, what can people who listen to this podcast do in their own lives to go from zero to hero, just as you have done and as you help others do?
Okay. The first thing, you need to believe in yourself.
Yes.
And then make sure that you follow your passion. That's the big part.
Yeah.
If you have to change the career, change it. Follow your path is the number one.
And let's say that again, because that is something, you said it so easily, but for a lot of people, once they've chosen a career, they think they have to stick with it, but maybe just repeat those words.
Follow your passion.
Yeah. And if you
have to change your career, change it.
Because if it doesn't feel right,
it's never too late.
No. And things can change.
Yes,
sometimes
that's true.
We like something for 10 years and then we move on.
Yeah.
I was super happy when I worked in the corporate world. I was the director of marketing for BMW in Asia.
Yeah.
And then came a point when I said, this is not me anymore. I want to move further. I want to fly higher.
That's
and I
true.
changed.
Yeah.
It's hard,
It's hard.
but it's so rewarding.
Yeah. So it's all about believe in yourself, follow your passion, and focus.
Doesn't sound too difficult.
Yeah, the sky is the limit.
And when you look at the African sky,
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, non-limitless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while you are following your passion and everything, it's all about love yourself, taking care of others and yourself.
And yourself. Yeah.
And
Taking
yourself.
care of others and yourself. Yeah.
As a leader, always engage your team and say, let's go, let's do it.
And don't forget the hug.
Don't forget the hug. Love is the big part.
Thank you so
And then your team will go with you to wherever you want. Okay.
Thank you so much, Six, for your wisdom, your inspiration, your stories.
Thank you
your
very much.
amazing life story.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for hosting us here. It's been the most incredible experience.
Thank you
from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much. It's my honor visiting us in Botswana, visiting our camps. Welcome to Great Plains, and we're looking forward to see you again in the near future.
Yes, and now we have to actually catch a helicopter
Yes.
to fly to
Cylinder Camp.
Next beautiful camp on our amazing fly-in safari.
And look for the giraffes.
We've got to look for the giraffes. We've seen everything so far apart from the giraffes.
That's true.
We've seen the most amazing lions, prize of lions, elephants, hippos, crocodiles.
The biggest crocodile.
Yeah. Ooh, he was big. Yeah. So next one, giraffes. Thank you so much, Six.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
been
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
And once we've sorted our cables here, I'll give you a big, big hug.
Thank you. We say tsamaya sentle, meaning go well.
And I then need to say stay well.
Sala Sentle.
Sala Sentle. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this beautiful episode of the Create a Living Legacy podcast. What an honor, what a pleasure, what a great experience to talk to you, General Manager of Sitatunga Private Island Camp
Thank you.
in the Okavango Delta.